There's this famous quote by Aristotle, and it goes like this: "Know thyself." He believed that knowing yourself is the beginning of wisdom. When you know yourself, there's a huge host of benefits. Of course, on one level, it's so great to finally understand who you are and how you function. But on another level, knowing yourselves allows you to maximize on who you are and bring all of you to the table to bless and to help others. In this video, I'd love to talk to you about how the CliftonStrengths assessment can help you discover yourself. I remember back in 2015, I was first introduced to the CliftonStrengths Finder, and it was a massive light bulb moment for me. And maybe you grew up just like me, feeling unconfident about yourself, feeling like you didn't really bring anything to the table, feeling like you don't have many gifts, you don't have many talents, that really you had nothing much to offer the world. But I remember as clear as day, when I did the CliftonStrengths assessment, my eyes were suddenly open to realize how I naturally had a bunch of strengths that I wasn't necessarily aware of. Here's the thing about strengths: we're often the last ones to notice them. Why? Well, because we've had them our entire life that we just consider it normal. And often it's only when you get to an environment where other people may not be good at what you're good at that you start noticing your natural strengths. In fact, this assessment impacted me so deeply that basically a year after, I decided to go and get certified myself. And since then, it started this incredible coaching journey where I've passionately been able to coach people one-on-one, in group settings, in workshops, in short courses, helping people discover themselves. Gallup CliftonStrengths was founded by an incredible man. His name was Don Clifton. He was a Christian. And as he looked around of the scope of psychology at that time, and even more now, he noticed how the psychologists were really great at coming up with what people's mental health disorders may be. And he thought to himself, what if rather than finding what's wrong with people, we found out what is right with people? And he went around and developed tools and assessments and combined all his knowledge together over decades of research and decades of experience and came up with the CliftonStrengths Finder. And as of our current day, 27 million people have done the CliftonStrengths assessment, and it's a very popular tool in Fortune 500 companies. So what does this assessment specifically do? Well, it helps you find your talent. Now, Gallup's definition of talent is very clinical and very specific, and it's not the typical definition of what in our culture we would understand as talent. Talent, according to Gallup, is your natural patterns of thinking, feeling, and behaving. So it is your natural patterns of thinking, feeling, and behaving. It's those stuff you do so naturally, those stuff that are second nature to you. So the CliftonStrengths Finder assessment is quite straightforward. It's a 30-minute assessment, and it has 177 pair statements. And all you really have to do is choose which statement best describes you. And what you'll find after the 30 minutes is the report. Two questions I often get is, what if I answered wrong on some statements? The CliftonStrengths assessment has been so well designed that there's a lot of checks and balances integrated into the assessment. So even if you feel like maybe even if you had performance bias and you said stuff on how you wish you were rather than who you are, there's certain checks and balances integrated that compensate for that. And number two, people often ask, can my talent themes change? The research has shown that if only you have gone through major transitions in your life, such as going to war, or having major cases of PTSD, then do you see your top 10 strengths change. So if you head over to the website and you're ready to take this assessment now, there's two options you'll be confronted with, either doing the 34 theme or doing your top 5. I can definitely encourage you just to do your top 5 right now. That'll be more than enough for you to handle for the next year or two, and learning to apply that and learning to understand yourself. And when you're ready, you can just pay the extra and it'll unlock your 34. But again, for a long time, you don't necessarily need the 34. Well, friends, I hope that was helpful. The CliftonStrengths assessment so radically changed my life, and I'm confident that it'll change your life. If you go and do the assessment, please let me know in the comments below. But if you're watching this in real time, next week, I'll be coming out with another video teaching you how to unpack this assessment and what to start doing now that you've gotten your report. And if you're listening to this in the future, the video should already be out. But I'm planning to make a series helping you understand for free stuff that I'll be charging clients for, how to understand your CliftonStrengths assessment, from making sense of the assessment to learning then how to apply the assessment to your life. So stay tuned. If this video was helpful, I'd love if you could like, subscribe, perhaps share with someone. Till next time.